This race was scheduled for back in December the 10th to be exact, or actually the 17th, right before the Christmas holiday. However, due to technical issues, we had to postpone things, and the series is extended just a little bit longer. We're at the Magic Mile, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Race for the Lobster in New England. 175 laps on your home for sim racing. LSR TV from virtual Loudon, New Hampshire. Good evening, I'm Wesley Outland. Round for the Northwest iRacing Series. And this is round 32 on the year. The penultimate race before the Championship 4 finale at Phoenix. One more race remains along with Texas in this playoff round, along with Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten in the production chair. Greg, back at New Hampshire, where we started off back in December. The field is gridded. We will drop the green flag for 175 laps after a quick practice session. No qualifying, straight up from the race in December.
Yeah, we are going right into it here as soon as practice is over. Remember, BJ Tidrick got the pole in this one. There are a couple drivers who are going to be attempting this race that were not part of that initial race back in December. Here's what we're going to do for that. They are going to receive a 1-lap penalty at the start of the race to allow those drivers who did take the green flag back in December a chance to get ahead, and then it's on from there. So with that being said, that adds a wrinkle to this one, Wesley. Gonna be curious to see if a driver who didn't even attempt to qualify the first round winds up in victory lane tonight. It's very possible if things go their way, if they can catch some cautions early, but it's going to be a long night to figure it out.
I was going to think that. Do we possibly have the talented group of drivers that could possibly do something of this magnitude?
Oh, we definitely do. We have to wait and see for sure who is in the race that was not here in December. What was it, 2 weeks ago that we attempted this race? A little
That's right.
Over two,
Back on
2 weeks ago, yeah.
To make sure I got my dates correct here, looking at my calendar in front of me. As looks like it was back on December 2020, obviously. And it was December 17th. So, yes, it was December the 17th.
So, a little over 3 weeks ago was the last time this series ran for 25 laps in New Hampshire before problems again, technical difficulties led it to cutting it short at lap 25, and after deliberation, they determined that they were just going to go ahead and completely restart the race, but keep the same qualifying result. They held on to the qualifying results and set the grid manually for this to replicate exactly what they were that night. So, BJ Tidrick is going to lead in the green once again.
I like how you use the word deliberations. We got a lot of that going on in the world today for sure, but these drivers will pair for 175 laps around the way. Let's talk about this track. They call it the Magic Mile, Greg, but this is a very exciting track. I mean, honestly, it's a 1 mile track that really races like a short track.
Yeah, I actually consider this a short track, Wesley, and New Hampshire is one of those tracks that is very much up for debate. You hear it a lot with mile ovals like New Hampshire, Milwaukee, Dover, Phoenix. You hear them come up. You consider short track, yes or no, maybe, blah, 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 whatever the conversation goes. For this one, I do consider this a short track, Wesley. It drives very technical. You got to roll the center, much like you see in short track racing. I do consider this a short track, so I think we're going to see a short track style race. A lot of tires squealing, beating and banging for 175 laps. I'm looking forward to this.
And this track is also very unique as well because, honestly, we could literally set ourselves up for long green flag runs, and then we could see ourselves plagued by caution after caution after caution.
Yeah, I remember, I believe it was back in October, we did a race here at New Hampshire with Cup cars that it turned into that. I think we had, 25 cautions at the end of the day in that race. It was a long day here in Loudon, New Hampshire, but hopefully we don't have the same thing happen tonight.
Certainly was a crazy time exact, and we are getting ready for the drivers to hit the racetrack. You hear some of the ambient noise picking up of the atmosphere around New Hampshire. This race, by the way, real quickly, we showed you the 411. Bottom line, after the drivers meeting, they're on track and they're going to go for 175 laps. Race information, 411, presented by RaceOnTexas.com. By the way, there's a lot of great races coming up on Race on Texas. Chris David and everybody at Race on Texas invites you to get ready for some awesome racing around mid-January into February. Become a subscriber. Take advantage of the track pass. You do not want to miss it with RaceOnTexas.com. By the way, practice wrapping up. Qualifying is done. You see a big scratch mark on that. So the field will go 175 laps. New entries, as Greg reiterated on earlier, will tag the back of the feature 1 lap down. And we've got quite a field of trucks, 23 almost, ready to go here on the Magic Mile tonight, Greg, for 175 laps. Weather conditions presented by Sawblade.com virtually here in Loudon, New Hampshire. 83 degrees, wind blowing between 12 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies, sun, abundant sunshine virtually above this track. And boy, oh boy, Greg, the track temp almost 20 plus degrees warmer than the ambient temperature. What's that going to be like for tonight?
Track temperature being up like this is going to make this track very slippery, Wesley. And we saw that come into big time role in the Cup race here a few weeks ago that Caden Anderson picked up the victory in. But remember, that was a fixed setup, Wesley. This open setup, these drivers they've had, when it's all said and done, if they really wanted to play around as qualifying gets underway here at New Hampshire, our drivers head to the track. They've had 4 weeks to fine-tune their setup. Oh yeah, this is final round of practice, excuse me, as they just completed the drivers meeting.
Yeah, this is like your 10-minute happy hours.
Yeah. 10-minute happy hour, yes.
Exactly.
But, these drivers, they've had pretty much 4 weeks to fine-tune the setup and get it exactly where they want it to be. So I'm expecting to see something really good here with this race, with these drivers. If they have put the time in to get this setup correct, they're going to be flying around this track by the end of it.
Going to be a good one for sure, and we are glad that you are along for the ride. The Northwest iRacing Truck Series Round 32 rescheduled from back in December. Point standings going into this race. Dan West Jr., he is going to go to Phoenix. We know that. He'll run for the championship. Devin West is right there in second spot in the point standings, along with Stephen Paulison, Dan Lowther, Tyler King, Corey Walters, Sean Brightsman, and Ryan Maines. Those drivers trying to go from 8 to 4 after New Hampshire and next week at Texas, like we saw Monday night for the Cup Series race. Coming up for Phoenix finale on Monday. It's how it all shakes down, Greg.
It'll be wild for sure, and keep your eyes, again, like you mentioned, on that 4th and 5th playoff spot. Dan Lowther, Tyler King, 8 points difference right now. That's the separation for that final spot in the playoffs. However, if any one of those drivers from 2nd to 8th gets a win tonight, all of a sudden that gets turned on its lid because that locks them into the finals. Dan Lowther is locked into the playoffs in the Cup Series, as well as Sean Brightsman. So 2 drivers that are going to be looking to punch their ticket to the playoffs in both the Cup and Truck Series right there. Dan West Jr., he's already through to the finals, and that's big because he missed the playoffs finale in the Cup Series on Monday. That was definitely a tough pill to swallow because after such a great season for West, came down to a penalty on pit road, cost him. He no doubt is going to be looking for some redemption in his number 55 Silverado tonight. A win already locked into the finale at Phoenix, and 9 wins on the year, leads the series. Actually, excuse me, more than that. He's up to 12 wins on the season. Forgive me for messing that up. But Dan West Jr., a dominating season, and he is going to be looking for some momentum now.
11 wins. Big 6 poles, 22 top 5s and 22 top 10s for the man for West Racing. That is out in the front. His son in second with 3 wins. No poles, 12 top 5s, 16 top 10s right now as it stands. And then again, as you look at drivers like Stabnow, O'Hare, Audenbach, Vining, they're out from the last round. And right now, the LSR TV Best of the Rest fighting for that championship currently is, it looks like we're watching this stranglehold with James Vining fighting for that final spot.
Yeah, going to be definitely a wild one for this for sure. Cannot wait to see how this goes. 175 laps coming up. Looking very, very forward to it, Wesley.
So we have practice ongoing right now. Practice is ongoing right now. We are going to take a quick break to thank our sponsors so we can show you more green flag coverage when these races get underway. No qualifying, so the next time they grid, when this countdown clock reaches 0, it will be for 175 laps. They'll fight for the virtual lobster here in the Magic Mile at New Hampshire. More coverage with the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs when we return on your home for sim racing, LSR TV. Welcome back to the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Getting ready for the countdown clock to tick down to 0. The West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs, round number 32. From the Magic Mile, set to get underway here for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts 175. Charles Wooten in the production chair. Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. And Greg, this should be an exciting race, man. We saw an awesome cup race that came to double overtime on Monday night to decide Texas, and the final 4 that will fight for a championship Monday in the finale. By the way, airtime will be at 10:30 Eastern Monday night. I come on the air about a half hour earlier than usual, around 10:30, because we are going to preview and talk to all of the drivers, Justin Prince, Greg Rentz, myself, for the final race of the West Main Auto Parts playoffs for the Cup Series. But then, Greg, because of the postponement a couple of weeks ago, we have New Hampshire tonight. We got a Texas next Thursday night after the Cup Series finale, and the in Season 7 will wrap up the season for the Northwest Series.
Yeah, looking forward to these final few races here of this insane truck season here, Wesley. Season 7 of the Northwest Truck Series for these guys, and it has been an absolute privilege to be able to do this week in and week out, and it's so much fun, and I can't believe we're coming down to the end of it. I mean, Monday night is the finale of the Cup Series. I mean, it feels like just yesterday we were just getting started in that, and here we are ready to crown a champion, and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty in the Truck Series as well.
Hard to believe we will crown a champion coming up, and that will be Monday night for the Cup Series, and in 3 weeks, counting this race 2 remaining, Texas and then Homestead and Phoenix to the championship finale here. What a race it's been. Under 1 minute remaining. Drivers getting into place. Remember, this race was scheduled back for December the 17th. Postponed because of technical issues on the updated download of iRacing. They made the decision to, instead of trying to fight and run all night long, to reschedule. And that's why we're here tonight. 30 remaining before we go racing. What do you think we're going to see? Your final thoughts when we drop the green rag here tonight?
You're going to see a wild, wild show tonight in New Hampshire, because this is a race 3 weeks in the making, and it's a playoff race. We got 7 drivers trying to fight their way into a ticket to the championship in Arizona. Who knows what's going to happen?
So the stage is set, ladies and gentlemen. Clock is at 0. You'll see Barney the flagman pull it out. Checkered flag waves. Get off the track, boys. Line them up. It's go time. 175 laps here in the West Bay Napa Auto Parts 175. The field is set. Ready for the starting lineup, presented by ComServe Wireless. By the way, ComServe Wireless, located in 3 states, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and Maryland. 24 locations to serve you with all of your Verizon Wireless and Verizon Fios needs. Go to ComServeWireless.com. And here's your starting lineup on the pole. Where we left off in December, the Bass Pro Shops entry, B.J. Chidrick, 72. Row 1 to his outside, the man looking for 12 wins, 55, Dan West Jr. Row number 2, we'll find Jeff Stabnow out of the hunt for a championship. He's in the 24, but to his outside, Devin West in the number 5, son to Dan West Jr. Row number 3, it's Caden Anderson in the 37, one of the stars uprising of the Northwest. To his outside, another up-and-comer, Casey Garber in 94. Row number 4, we'll find Sean Breitzman. He fought and clawed his way at Texas to go to the finale at Homestead for the Cup. On Monday, he'll run for a championship. Tonight, he'll start 9th. 8th to his outside, Stephen Paulison. And to round out your top 10, it's going to be Tyler King and Dan Lowther.
Picking it up with a driver who's been very fast every time he's entered a race, Cole Raz in the number 10, with Chris White to his outside in the 83. Really stepped it up in the trucks lately in that SimStar entry. Corey Walters, Daytona winner on the Cup side, and Ryan Main's going to roll off in 14th. John Ottenbacher was a playoff driver, missed the first round cutoff, 15th, with Kevin Smith 16th. Carl Burke and Ray Fournier round out the 18th positions. Frank Harris and Scott Hutchinson in 20th. 4 drivers left in this one as we get set to go green. Robert Gamble and Toby Ritters, as Brett Johnson and Dennis Moore. Neither of them made the grid, so those are your drivers, Wesley. Brett Johnson and Dennis Moore that are going to take the penalty for the start.
Almost time to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come down to the start-finish line. It's been the longest postponed race in iRacing, we all feel, but the green finally waves. Let's get it started. 175 laps underway here at New Hampshire, and Dan West Jr., the number 1 seed to P1 off the back straightaway.
Nice run there by West Jr. right on the start, getting away from BJ Tidrick in the number 72. And now you can throw everything that happened in those first 25 laps out the window because it's a brand new start officially. And Devin West is going to be the one that's really happy about that because remember, Wesley, it was an incident with Devin West right here on lap number 2 going off into turn number 1 that we realized something was wrong. You were having technical issues on your own end at that time. Me and Charles realized all of a sudden, hey,
the
right
battery
there,
died in my car.
Yeah, right there, we knew.
The battery died in my car.
Yeah, so you missed it, but on the race 3 weeks ago, right here, we already knew there was a problem. Much better start this time.
Much better show and underway. The battery, the car's running. They got a Die Hard in it or Everlast, whatever was running. It's going, and we also have no technical problems here for this one as Dan West Jr. is out in front. BJ Tidrick is second. Devin West third. Jeff Stabnow. Caden Anderson, your top 5. Blimp view, drone coverage, whatever. Presented by All American Pools. High above the racetrack in the early going at New Hampshire.
Dennis Moore out on the track. He's their one driver who is in this race tonight but did not attempt it 3 weeks ago, so he took his 1 lap penalty. The good news there, Wesley, he's the only driver that did because Brett Johnson, the other driver, did not make the grid, so therefore Dennis Moore is by himself 1 lap down. If we get a caution and before the leaders catch up to the rest of the field, Dennis Moore is locked into that lucky dog position. Understanding there were plans for more drivers to be in the race. Unfortunately, the deadline for it passed by noon today, so drivers who were attempting this race after not being there missed the deadline. Unfortunately, they had to be in by noon today or else they would be turned away at the gate, and that's what happened to a few of our drivers. Unfortunate for sure, as we could have had a few more trucks out there, but something going on. One truck on pit road, that's Carl Burke in the number 53.
Wow.
Wesley, he's coming down pit road with a lot of damage to his new look Budweiser Chevy.
The Budweiser Chevrolet number 53 with problems early for Carl Burke.
That is a lot of damage on the 53 of Burke. Let's
and
see
I
if
think
we can
our
figure
camera
out
crew
what
have
happened.
found out what happened. Greg Rance, I think Charles Wooten's found it. He's already got damage on the rear end of the truck.
Here we
Look
go.
at this. This is
we
what
got
happened.
it. That's him battling with Maines, Frank Harris there. There's Ottenbacher. 3 wide in the middle. Oh, contact.
Oh.
And I think
Into Smith, into Maines.
I want to take a look at the aerial footage of that if we can, because I think our old pal, the old dreaded connection issues may have played a role in this from the looks of it from that angle. I might be wrong, but I want to take another look at it to be sure that we're seeing that, because I'm a little worried about that 13 truck if that's the case. Take a look.
Talking about Ryan Maines.
Yep, just a little bit.
There's a little internet bump there.
Little bit there. So Carl Burke takes the fast repair. He's going 3 laps down. He's coming off pit road right now, just getting lapped again by Dan West Jr. for the 3rd time. His son Devin, though, in the number 5, has worked his way to 2nd. Devin West definitely happy to get this mulligan here in the number 5 truck, because he was already out of commission by this point of the race 3 weeks ago. Now here he is with a shot at a redemption, shot at the win, 2nd in points right now, 3 wins on the season, doing very strong here thus far. Stabnow in the 3rd position. Remember, he missed the cutoff as well in the 1st round. He wants redemption in this series for sure.
Wanting some type of redemption to redeem himself after those issues, and right now the West and West family sit 1 and 2. We're about to put 10 laps completed this time by here at New Hampshire. 160 remaining, still a long way to go, and a short time. West Stabnow. How about Stabnow up to 3rd right now in the 24, Greg?
Where he started in 3rd. The biggest mover of the race so far is actually Cole Raz in the number 10. He started 11th. He is up to 7th now in the number 10 car or truck. And then again, new look. Caden Anderson whipped up new looks for Cole Raz. himself and their teammate Brock Denny was one of those drivers who unfortunately didn't make the call for tonight, but team trucks there for Denny, Raz, and Anderson, and Cole Raz got one of them right now up in the top 10 after starting in 11th and looking very, very sharp, I might add. Love the new look of these trucks.
Extra stab now, Tidrick. In the flag stand, here they come out of turn 4 at speed. Not of, and they're scope color. They roar back. West as they work up the back straight away.
And sounds like Wesley Outland's having some technical issues of his own once again. And I don't know what it is about New Hampshire and technical issues, but we got you. It's a little better, but we are still having some issues hearing you, Wesley. So we'll have to hope for it to come out. We heard that. We heard the Chewbacca growl there. So still trying to get Wesley's technical issues sorted out as Stab now closes in on the West family, Dan and Devin. Trying to reel it down. Boy, 3 drivers who have been very, very strong here in this truck season. An unbelievable stat here for this one. You want to get down to the nitty-gritty. How does a combined, if I make sure I get my math right here, how about a combined 20 wins in 31 races by these 3 drivers right here running in the top 3? Dan, Devin, and Jeff. 20 wins in 31 races in the truck series have come from these 3 drivers right here. Still no word yet on Wesley Outland. We're working on getting them back as soon as possible.
Can you hear me now?
That sounded a lot better. We got you for now, Wesley.
I'm driving through the yard as we speak.
You're calling this race from your car again, aren't you?
I am, yes, sir. Yeah, I haven't got the office back the way I like it just yet, and there's too many people in the house, and it's after midnight, and I don't want people to attack me. So, yeah, I'm calling the race in the car. West and West in front, they lead the way. Stab now in third. Anderson, the top 5. Brightsman, King, Raz, and Garber, the top 10, along with Lowther. Little sideways there. A nice-looking wrap job on the 37 truck of Caden Anderson this week, Greg.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier with Raz, Anderson, and then Denny, who's not in the field. They all got the matching paint schemes this time. Anderson had a big slide in at number 37, which gives the spot to Brightsman. And Wesley, I don't know if you're still driving around, but wherever you were about 45 seconds ago was about the best we had, as Anderson again slides off turn number 2. Not as bad this time. They're still sliding around, but remember, this is open setup. These drivers are allowed to tweak the setup and get it to their preference. So Anderson's got to be happy with how this truck drives, perhaps on the long run, as you see him kind of slipping and sliding right now. But that's obviously a product of a 109-degree track temperature right now, Wesley. So these trucks are going to be slipping and sliding. We're 18 laps into this one. Slipping and sliding. They haven't had a chance to bid for tires yet. They're going to be squealing here before too long, as Devin West is putting pressure on Dan, and we have our first challenge for the lead, as Devin West looks like he might be able to make it work, as he's going to clear Dan off of turn number 4. Devin West to lead.
Down the front straightaway, West and West, 1 and 2. Stab now, right there within a cat's whisker of them, as they'll stay single file out of turn 2 to the back straightaway, Greg. And opening with now 20 laps so far in green, without the problem we mentioned earlier on Burke's truck, along with Maine's. It's been clean and green with West off the corner. Son West, Daddy West, 1 and 2. Jeff Stab now behind. Here they come to the line.
BJ Tidrick, pole sitter, in 4th, and BJ said that is without a doubt the longest pole position he's ever had here in the number 72. Lasted 3 weeks Hard to believe. It was all the way back on December 17th that he set the pole for this race. All things came in here in this one. Brightsman closing in now on him for the 4th position. Trying to reel it up, and notice Brightsman as he goes through the corner right now. You're on board, I believe, with Dan West Jr., but watch Brightsman here looking at the back now of Tidrick. I noticed this going through turn 3. Let's see if he does the same thing here in turn number 4. Right there, he's taking a little bit of a higher arc through the center of the corner than Tidrick is. Notice he went low a little bit going into the corner. Let's see if he does it again. This is where I noticed it. He's taking a little bit of a lower entry than Tidrick right there, and then watch, he slides up the track right there, higher arc through the center. Wesley, is he trying to roll the center a little bit there to try to chip away at Tidrick on the outside before trying to set him up for a pass on the inside? What's going through Brightsman's head right now?
Hold on. It's too early right now. Honestly. And by the way, Brightsman is in that same predicament that honestly he had with the Cup Series, with the Truck Series, Greg. He has to win a race to try to make it into the championship 4 at Phoenix. He did it with the Cup cars at Texas. Can he do it here tonight at New Hampshire for the trucks?
Well, I remember this, or talking it out with the Team LSR TV stable up there back in Iowa with the likes of Brightsman and Stabnow when the West Family Racing, those two teams kind of converging together. And the common consensus back then was that this was Sean Brightsman's best shot at punching his ticket to the playoffs, which was the New Hampshire race. However, he proved us wrong on the Cup side, at least, with that win on Monday night. But as he's got some damage on the back or front end of that 46, as well as he's going to get a run to the outside of Tidrick through the corner.
Oh, wow.
See him right there.
Still 150 laps to go, coming up on 25 complete this time by, and you see the damage on his truck. Tries to size up Tidrick in 72. This is for 3rd and, well, actually 4th and 5th right now at the start finish line. Here they come.
Yeah, 4th and 5th, and it's been fun watching Brightsman reel in Tidrick. Tries to make his move on the outside. He wants to get up there and contend with the likes of Devin and Dan and Stab. Now there they are ahead of them, and lap traffic is up there as well. We've got one truck on pit road, Wesley. It's the 94 of Casey Garber on pit road. And he looks like he's done for the night.
Oh, no. What a tough break. Casey Garber is out of it. Going to try to look at our production truck and see if we can find what happened to Casey Garber in truck number 94. And why he's on the trailer early, Greg.
Back to see as we look at Garber here.
So he just went through the tunnel turn, and it looked like he really was loose. Let's see how he goes into 3. He just pulled it on the pit row. I mean, what in the world?
Looks like Casey's just not happy with the way the truck's handling and just said, you know what? Nope. Just going to cut my losses here. That's something you can get here. If someone's not happy with the setup, a lot of times you'll see someone just say, all right, I'm not even going to risk it anymore. It's a playoff race. Not going to go out there and risk messing up someone's championship. We've seen that on the Cup side in the past, so maybe that's what happens.
Well, we'll try to find out real quickly in truck communication with Casey Garber. Garber, what's wrong with your truck, buddy, and why you're out so fast in the early going?
I had some internet connection problems there. Booted me off.
Just got to get in your car and drive to find a better signal like I had to do.
All right.
Casey Garber, there he is. And that's what's going on. Internet issues taking out the driver in the 96 of Casey Garber. But the race rolls on, Greg. We will still stay green. Coming up on 30 laps completed and still caution free.
Watching Dan Lowther in the number 63, another one of those drivers fighting for a playoff spot. Meanwhile, Sean Brightsman has gotten around Tidrick in the number 72 as you watch Lowther try to reel in Cole Raz. Lowther again, the playoff driver. Cole Raz, the number 10, probably one of the hottest drivers in the Northwest Racing Series right now. Lowther, very, very patient right now. Ooh, big slide out of both of them off of turn number 2 there as Lowther tries to size up Cole Raz. There you see it. Lake Oswego, Oregon versus Boise, Idaho right now. Dan Lowther to the inside. Punched his ticket to the Cup Finals on Monday night. A win tonight would punch his ticket to the Truck Finals. He has already locked in a 1, trying to do it again here tonight.
Dan Lowther, and caution is out. Yellow flag. Caution out on the speedway. First time, 30 laps in. Greg, we see Dan Lowther, but I don't think he's the culprit. It might be Chris White at 83.
Figure out what the cause of the caution is. You got the swag replay. We believe our camera guys may have found the culprit. White has slip up there. Maybe Robert Gamble in the 63 has some damage there as he had just gone a lap down. But remember, he was caught up in that earlier incident with Carl Burke on the start there. We'll have to dial up race communications with the officials and see what happened here to cause the caution, but we're gonna have to wait till after pit stops to do that because we've got pit stops coming, Wesley.
Yeah, pit stops are coming out of the pit lane. Obviously, we're over 30, close to 30 laps into this race. But Devin West will lead the cavalry out of the pit lane, up 3 positions at the drop of the green. Dan West Jr. Stabnow, Brightsman, the entire cavalry onto the pit lane. There'll be 4 tires and fuel, and BJ Tidrick will go to pit box stall 1 because he was the pole truck. And here we go. Who's going to be the first one off pit road?
Stops well underway. First few
Devin
trucks
West
going down. Yeah, Devin gets away. Ooh. Tidrick may
Danny West behind him.
Tidrick may have beat Stabnow. We'll have to wait and see. That was close. Brightsman did beat Stabnow, though, so Brightsman's going to move up a spot. And we're going to have to wait for official word because it was close between Stabnow and Tidrick. Within a couple of inches. That one, so we'll see.
For that matter. Yeah.
Lines up where? Looks like no urgency in the pits of the 72 right now. So it looks like they are going to be lined up behind Stabnow.
So after
Stabnow holds on for 4th, but wow, that was dang.
Dennis Moore coming off of a top 5 finish in the Cup Series at Truxas now at Texas. Struggling now in the truck. He's on pit lane right now in 21st. Carl Burke, Casey Garber, 2 retirees from the race. Last caution, first caution, involving SimStar number 83, Amsoil of Chris White. Under caution, quick break. Come back with more in a moment from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway at the Magic Mile of Virtual iRacing. This is LSR TV, your home for sim racing.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
And correction, understanding the caution was for Caden Anderson in the silver bullet number 37. That it was Chris White. It's actually Caden Anderson who put us under the yellow flag, but nonetheless, he made a pit stop, and he is still in the top 10, Greg. Lights are off on the pace car here at the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We'll get ready to go back to green.
Sitting in 9th. I'm going to go back here and see if I can at least figure out what happened with Anderson and see what the caution was for. And yeah, it looks like he just lost it in turn number 3. So yeah, Caden Anderson lost it in turn 3 and just backed it into the wall and brought out the first caution. Had to take the fast repair on that 37. So he's going to restart in the 9th position. But Anderson just lost it going off into turn number 3. And again, we talked about how loose that truck looked and how he was having trouble on exit with sliding. Maybe it bit him there in entry as well. because he just backed into the wall and had to use the fast repair here on lap 30 as we go back green.
Back to the Lennox restart zone. The restart box, that's where they fire from the first to the second line. Lead sets the pace by Dan West Jr., but here comes father and son battling for the lead. Side by side, Brightsman trying to pull off what he did at Texas to advance to the championship 4. He'll move to second now and clear Daddy West in 3.
Brightsman's so strong at this racetrack, Wesley, in this series. He has been one of the strongest trucks at this racetrack, one of the strongest competitors at this racetrack, and one of the strongest overall in the series. In the 4 previous visits to New Hampshire for the series, Sean Brightsman has won 3 of them, and right as he goes for the lead, the caution comes out, and we're hearing that Frank Harris may be involved in the number 11. John Ottenbacher as well.
Multi-truck crash with the 11 and the 89. They were right there side by side. Let's take a look at the swag replay.
Harris caught the wall, came right down there. Caught the wall, and it bounced him directly into Ottenbacher.
From the blimp, high above the drone. Coverage presented by All-American Pools.
That's a playoff driver right behind him. Ryan Maines in the 13, and Corey Walters also a playoff driver.
And Maines already had problems earlier tonight with another truck, remember?
So let's see how close they come.
Had problems with Burke. Look at this.
Right there, they hit the wall.
Oh.
Fortunately, the 2 playoff drivers, Walters and Maines, able to squeak by there.
But we just had everybody come to the pits about 5 laps ago. Greg, do you think anybody pits again?
If they do, they're going to be deep in the field. I'm talking around like Chris White area, 17th or so. And it looks, Wesley, like he is indeed going to be the first one to come down. No, a couple of trucks came down in front of him. Looks like Corey Walters is going to lead the parade down 13th position. So not surprised to see some drivers near the back coming down pit road just to try to get themselves a little bit more of an advantage. And I think I'm kind of impressed that I was only off by 2 there.
Corey Walters, Kevin Smith, Chris White, Ray Fournier, Robert Gamble. Ottenbacher on the pit lane again as well after his caution with Harris.
Dennis Moore, who remember had the 1-lap penalty at the start of the race because he did not attempt this race 3 weeks ago. He just got the lucky dog he's been looking for, so he's now back on the lead lap. He can officially begin his quest for a victory here at New Hampshire. Only 37 laps in.
And maybe we can show his truck real in the back in the 19th position, the 34 of Dennis Moore. What a race he had in the truck tonight here at New Hampshire on the lead lap again. Got that lucky dog, if you will, the free pass. And he had an impressive top 5 finish at Texas on Monday night.
Very, very good run for Dennis Moore, 34. Got the Oregon State-inspired number 34 on board. And again, drives for Beaver State Racing alongside Tyler King and Stephen O'Hare. In that one, he is the 3rd truck in this group. And we're not seeing Stephen O'Hare here in the number 41, but Tyler King is here as well. So 2 trucks in the field tonight for Beaver State Racing, King and Moore. And Moore up there, up in the top 10 in the Peels Oranges Ford F-150. But they're all chasing that young man right there, Devin West in the number 5. 3 wins on the season. Back in the summer stretch after a win at Homestead earlier, he went on to win races at both Texas and Chicago. So Devin West, 5 overall wins for him in Northwest Racing Series competition all this year, as he picked up 2 wins on the Cup side as well. Sits 2nd in points in the playoffs, and with F Stab now out, Devin West has to be considered one of the favorites for a spot there in the championship 4, alongside the man who's going to start next to him, Sean Brightsman.
The lights should go off on the pace car, and they do this time by 39 in. It'll be lap number 40 when they take the green. Devin West and Sean Brightsman on the front row. Sean Brightsman for Team LSR TV doing what he needs to do to advance to the championship 4 round in 2 weeks at Phoenix. Just like he did in the penultimate race Monday night for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoff at Texas. He won the race.
looking to do that again. The good news for Brightsman is if he does not get this one tonight, he does have another shot at Texas next week. It's not do or die this week.
But you said yourself, he does really good here at the Magic Mile. Getting ready to come back to the Lennox restart zone. Green flag going back in the air. And Devin West with a good start. Back to green in turn 1 here at New Hampshire.
Devin West has always been, Wesley, one of those guys who always is a threat to win. Hasn't done it 3 times this season. Wow, what a run by Brightsman. That 46 car is hooked up on the outside, Wesley. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it anymore. Yeah.
I think he's determined. He wants to sweep the weekend, if you will, at 2 different racetracks on the same series.
And build momentum. And build momentum towards next week's race at Texas for the Truck Series. He's going to lead the lap on the outside. Not too often do you see the outside lane come in here. Now notice Jeff Stabnow is going to try it as well on the number 24. I do not believe they're on the same setup. They like to run different setups here in the 46 camp and the 24 camp comparatively. But Brightman's seems to really be hooked up on the outside. Stabnow, maybe not as much, as he's now having to try to fend off Dan West Jr. behind him. Meanwhile, look who else is knocking on the door of the top 5 now, Wesley. Biggest mover.
This practice makes perfect. And last night, after I finished the broadcast for the S&B Cup Series, I chimed in here and visited the Northwest people. And guess what Jeff Stabnow and Sean Brightsman were doing? They were practicing here at New Hampshire to figure out the setup and to get things right for the race here tonight. You got to practice.
Absolutely, and a lot of drivers got to turn a lot of laps here at New Hampshire because of that. One truck slow on the apron. That's Robert Gamble in the number 53. Or not 53, excuse me. 54, Robert Gamble.
Yeah.
Carl Berg going by now in the John Ottenbacher currently sits in the lucky dog position, but I believe Gamble just took that because he went a lap down in 54. A lot of damage still on the back of his truck after being caught up in that earlier incident. Brightsman has cleared Devin West up front as we now watch the battle as the teammates have hooked up. Cole Raz and Caden Anderson sporting those new looks, courtesy of Caden Anderson. Get up there and with Tidrick. There is a third amigo in that stable now. Brock Denny in the 64. Not here tonight, but he is expected to be perhaps in the field of Texas next week.
And here they come back out of turn 4 to the stripe. 45 laps in now of 175. Working lap 46 with Sean Brightsman leading the way. He is pulled away from Devin West. Jeff Stabnow third, Dan West Jr. in 4th, along with King, along with Raz, Anderson, Tidrick, King, Lowther, and Paulison, your top 10. By the way, you see the scoring ticker? You see 8 boxes in color. The one in green is Dan West Jr., 11 wins on the year. He has a win here in this last round of the playoffs. We know he's going to Phoenix to fight for a championship. But for all these other drivers, like Brightsman, like West, Lowther, King, Paulison, Maines, and even Walters in the back of the top 15, they're in blue, Greg. They win, they advance to Phoenix.
Yeah, those are your drivers looking for a spot in the finals as Devin West is going to get back around Sean Brightsman, get his nose back in front, lead the lap. Who does Jeff Stabnow go with here in the number 24? Trying to size up Brightsman and West. A little bit of a bobble there from Brightsman off of turn number 2 as they drag race down the line. West trying to
Who's your friend there? You're exactly right. Who's your friend? Who do you go with?
Don't have any manufacturer support there because West is in a Chevy, Brightsman's in the Toyota, and here's Stabnow sitting there in a Ford trying to figure all that out. They're all out of the same stable, but they all have different manufacturers on board. Don't let that fool you.
Back straight away, side by side for the lead. Devin West on the inside. Brightsman protecting the outside lane on the best lane of the racetrack, if you want to call it that. Best line off turn 4. He holds it, protects it, defends it. Devin West gets the better run, though. They're going to be side by side at the stripe. Too close to call. Give it to Brightsman by almost thousandths of a second as they roar back to 1 and 2.
They go off into turn 2. Final margin there was 5/1000ths of a second. Devin West led the lap, but Brightsman got his nose in front just past the line. Ooh, Brightsman trying to side draft a little bit there. Brightsman tried to side draft, something you mostly see on plate races, and it got West out of shape, took the air off the rear spoiler there. West, though, was able to fight it off and clear Brightsman as that pushed Brightsman up towards the wall. Here comes Sean once again, though, and Stab now lurking there. By the way, we're 50 laps in, 125 to go.
And by the way, top 4 trucks are all Team LSR TV.
Comes Stab now to the inside of Brightsman. Looks like Stabnow's mind is made up. If he gets into a side-by-side, he's going to be going with Devin West here for the time being, as he thinks his truck is better on the inside. Remember, they were working on the setup, yes, but you know Brightsman and Stabnow did a couple little things for themselves, little tricks up their own sleeves there. Try to beat the other one. West finally able to clear.
Our producer is obviously trying to keep entertained during our broadcast. I don't know. As we go back into turn number 4, Stab now and Brightsman battling now for second as Devin West is pulling away.
West trying to stretch it here. Stab now going to clear Brightsman into turn number 1. Look who else is climbing up through the field, Wesley. Back in 7th. You see that next set of blue bars back there, 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're led by Dan Lowther, who no stranger to clutch performances here this season. The Cup win at Talladega to get into the playoffs. A run for the ages at Texas last night to recover and get up there to the front. Get himself into the playoffs. Here he is battling with Tyler King, another playoff driver. The teammates right in front of him. And look at Lowther going on defense here and letting Tyler King go, saying, hey, you want the spot, I'll take it. Or go ahead and take it. I'm playing long ball here in this one. Hold on to that playoff spot. He was 8 points to the good coming into tonight. There are the teammates, Anderson and Raz. Raz with a win to this season at Michigan in the trucks. Anderson, 2 Cup wins, but has yet to get it done on the truck side yet. Gets back around Cole Raz to go up there and contend.
And while that goes on, we still watch Devin West. He's in the number 2 seed. By virtue of points, he could probably transfer to Phoenix, but he's looking for that 4th win on the series. Out of 12 top 5, 16 top 10s for the young man of the number 5. Stab now up to 2nd. He got eliminated in the round of 8. He ends up 9th overall on the season. Currently looking for that 7th win on the year. 6 wins in total, 11 poles, 13 top 5s, 21 top 10s. Heartbreaker, Greg, for Jeff Stabnow to not be fighting for the championship. But honestly, the last month or so, he has went through a string of bad luck, and it's cost him.
And how much of a heartbreaker was it to lose on a tiebreaker, Wesley? Remember, the tiebreaker is not wins on the season. The tiebreaker is best finish in the round. And Stabnow, with that 3rd at Watkins Glen, thought for sure he had it locked up. Corey Walters picked up a 2nd in the final race of the season, or the round, to lock in. Wow. You talk about it coming down to 1 position. We saw the epitome of it right there.
And nothing left to do now but just win races. And mind you, that's exactly what's happened here in the last couple of races on the series. There has been drivers that have been non-playoff contenders to win.
Cole Raz coming to mind in that one, and not just here on the truck side as well. Remember the Cup side, we've had 4 winners since the start of the playoffs. 4 races have been won by non-playoff drivers. 2 of those were by the driver who leads this race right now, Devin West, in the number 5. something has happened to Sean Brightsman's truck also, Wesley. He has fallen to fourth, over 2 seconds behind the leader now. Still has that damage on the nose of it, so that number 46 car, he could use a caution or at least a green flag pit stop here to get some of that damage repaired as soon as possible.
Approaching lap 60 this time by. 59 complete. They get ready to work their way to the start-finish line. West, stab now. West. Brightsman, Anderson, 5. Raz is in 6th. Speaking of that battle, we want Napa colors. There's Kevin Smith, Meg's entry. Along with these other drivers fighting it out. Walters. We mentioned the great run by 34 Dennis Moore. Now he's kind of mired in the back, if you will. Looks like Greg Hutchinson is the last truck on the lead lap.
Having some problems right now in that number 91 of Hutchinson, the K&N filters. 3 Ford F-150. A lot of damage on the back of that number 91. Something must have happened here as he goes or gets passed by Carl Burke in the 50, who has damage as well on the back of his new entry tonight. So another issue perhaps with Burke. Remember, he already had to use the fast repair. Definitely a night he's just going to want to forget in his number 53 and move on and get ready for Texas next week.
We think about Robert Gamble as well. Robert Gamble only truck a lap down. If we get a caution flag next time, he'll get the free pass. Everyone else a couple of laps down or more, led by Ottenbacher. One
Dan
truck
Lowther,
out of the race, including Garber.
Dan Lowther has decided it's go time in the number 63s. He gets around Cole Raz here. Remember, Cole Raz, if you recall, Wesley, back when this race initially began on December 17th, Raz was not too happy with the truck as far as the handling goes, and it's like they still just haven't quite got that number 10 where they want it. Oh, Lowther with a big slide there. Oh, that was to Dodge Anderson. Anderson had a problem. We saw Lowther cut loose, and we saw Raz check up. Turns out it was for Anderson, who may have caught the wall again.
Anderson up the racetrack. Everybody goes on defensive mode to miss him. Quick piece of driving to avoid that. And by the way, we mentioned Sean Brightsman at Texas on Monday night doing what he needed to do to win to advance to the Championship 4 finale of Phoenix for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series finale this Monday night. Airtime 10:30 Eastern time. Or around 10:30, 10:45 Eastern. We go live normally around 11:10. We're going to be on the air about a half hour earlier to interview the drivers, talk about the season, recap the season, and set the stage for the finale. But anyhow, we mentioned Brightsman, Greg, and what he did. You cannot count out the man in 5th. Give some love to the 63 of Dan Lowther. He did what he needed to do by mere points and positions to get into the top 4 to fight in the Championship 4 this Monday at Phoenix as well.
We've seen that out of him before, Wesley.
Oh, yeah.
With the win at Talladega. Doing it in the trucks as well. He's been there. He's been able to get himself in position just about every single time he has to. Hoping to do it one more time here either tonight or next week at Texas. He's under pressure from Tyler King, who is also a playoff driver. He's looking for it right now in the 44. He wants a shot at the championship.
And Greg, if I think about it, Greg, Dan Lowther, not only has he improved as a driver since winning at Talladega to advance into the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs, now to finish to go to the Championship 4 at Phoenix. But in addition to that, he's won races. He won a big Northwest Snowflake 100 event.
He has. He's really come into his own here in the last couple of months. And I've been able to race with Dan almost every single night since the start of the pandemic, actually. It's just been about a nightly thing getting to race with Dan. And he has really, really come into his own. Remember, I don't know if you know this, Wesley, he did not have iRacing until the pandemic started. He got it as something to do. It wasn't even because of the pandemic that he got iRacing. He was doing it to try to use it as rehab for a broken foot to get it back into race shape. and he wound up making it stick, and here he is with a shot at two, not one but two championships still. So Dan Lowther sitting in 6th right now. Started using iRacing as rehab to get his foot back into race shape for the upcoming season, which wound up getting delayed because of the pandemic. And now here he is with a shot at 2 championships.
And mind you, he absolutely loves now competing and racing with everybody involved. Closing in on halfway, believe it or not, the close of 100 laps remaining too. Race coming to an end. Halfway will be on lap number 7. Will be probably in about another 18 laps. We'll get ready for the second half of this event. 175 laps the distance.
Devin West puts Robert Gamble another lap down. Now gets around him for second. The gap is staying steady at about a second right now. Now into number 24. He wants redemption after missing round of 8 here after having such a great season. 6 wins on the year for Stabnow. Was one of the favorites for the championship. A lot of people were pointing in the middle of the season at Stabnow and West to be the 2 guys that were in the hunt for the championship all year long. Then Brightsman joined the fray. Devin West started putting it together and grabbing some wins. You saw a couple surprise winners here and there. And then all of a sudden the playoffs started and Stabnow just hit a skid into number 24, and here he is on the outside looking in, trying to get up and just get as many wins as he can now to try to close this year out on a high note for himself.
And in addition to that I think about things also, this has been a fairly clean race for the most part. Greg had a couple of caution flags, only 2. But for the most part, everybody's kind of played nice. I think we're coming down to this final 100 laps, and I wonder, probably 50 to go, I think the intensity will start to ramp and settle in. But right now, everybody's just kind of knocking off laps here on the Magic Mile.
Yeah, they're trying to click laps away. Closing in on 100 to go. We're about 3 laps from that mark. Devin West still leading. Devin has led the most laps thus far. Drivers like Dan West Jr. and Sean Brightsman have taken turns up front, but for the most part, it's been Devin leading the way here. 3 wins on the season in the Truck Series, 5 overall in the Northwest Cup Series, or in the Northwest Racing Series, 3 in the Trucks, 2 in the Cup Series. That's what I was going for there, but got my wires crossed. But Devin West looking for win number 4 on the season. A win would lock him into the championship race with his father, Dan. He's another one who's looking for some redemption too, Wesley, because he missed out on the Cup playoffs. And the caution is out, so we're going to have ourselves a wrinkle.
Just under 100 laps remaining.
Ryan Maines,
Banana
playoff
Republic flag.
driver. It's Ryan Maines, the playoff driver in the number 13. There you see him there. Was facing the wrong way. Taking a look at what happened to Ryan Maines in the Atari truck.
Possibly trying to play with Nintendo. Oh, wow. Jenks door slams him in the driver door and turned him in the wall.
Yikes.
Can't say it was intentional or accidental, but he got into him. They were fighting for that position.
How much air he got in that number 13 truck. Wow.
I believe I can fly. Look out, R. Kelly.
Let's see if he can go on board.
Oh, he was already loose.
Wesley, he got the wall.
Yeah, he was loose right there. He got in the wall, but this is not.
Here comes Smith. Watch this. Look how much air he gets right here.
Wow. Bam. Now that angle really doesn't show the hang time he had.
See if we can go on board with him.
From this angle, we probably will. We'll go on board with him next. Watch this.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to show it right here. Now watch. This is coming off turn number 2. Let's see if he actually gets the wall. Right. Oh yeah. He didn't get loose. He pushed. He didn't get loose. He pushed up to the wall.
Now listen to this. Hold your breath. Oh my goodness! You see him come out of nowhere in his rearview mirror, and this is like, are you really that close? Objects are closer than they appear.
Him having the problems there coming down pit road, but the rest of the field on pit road, Wesley, and Caden Anderson already having to take the fast repair. You see him there in the 37, staying on to get some of that damage repaired. So Anderson just going to try to finish this one out as we're at exactly 100 laps to go.
Race off pit road, led by Dan West Jr.
Something happened to the 5 of Devin West because he came in the lead. He goes out in 4th. Slow pit stop for the 5. Wondering if maybe Dan and Brightsman are trying a little something.
100 laps to go. 10 laps to halfway. Rocking and rolling here in the Magic Mile for the Race of the Lobster in the West Bay Napa Auto Parts 175. More coverage in a moment from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This is LSR TV, your home for sim racing. Hey, welcome back to virtual North Wilkes, the New Hampshire. I'm at the wrong track. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Napa, West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs as we get ready to rock and roll. Greg Rentz, Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten in the production chair. Get ready to go back to the green flag here. Dan West Jr. along with Sean Brightsman, along side by side. West Ave now in row 2. Here they come, back inside turn 4 to the Lennox restart zone here at New Hampshire. Wow, 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 wow. Dan West, what a great move on the restart, and that's all fair and love and more, Greg.
Yeah, Dan West Jr. trying to get back out to the lead and does just that. I watched the 46 of Brightsman on the start here. The 46 truck looks very, very strong on the initial run, and it looks to be the same again. But that damage on the front, which still is yet to be fixed on the 46 of Brightsman, really slows him down later in the run. So watch for Brightsman to try to get the lead here early in this run, away from Dan West Jr., but how long can he make it last? As Devin peaking low now in the 5.
Wow, Brightsman dirt backing it there for a second.
Oh, Tyler King's in the wall. Tyler King is in the wall in the number 44, and he's going to lose a ton of track position. Another playoff driver, and he took a hard shot to the right side of that number 44 truck. A lot of damage on the right side of the Meals Oranges truck.
Watching a lot of damage now on King. The Pills Oranges, number 44, Tyler King, all the way back to 14th. And the Jags entry, Kevin Smith, his Chevrolet on pit road to the 00, Greg.
He's coming down in the 00. Remember, he was caught up in that last incident. Down to get some of that damage repaired. And Brightsman has fallen back to 4th again into the clutches. Hello, Dan Lowther in the number 63. Back up into the top 5. Tyler King was his biggest competition for that spot right there before he pounded the wall off of turn number 2. So now Dan Lowther has a chance to go up, try to make some noise here and gain some crucial points. As Devin West going for the lead once again on his father.
Side by side, West and West, father and son. Stab now, right there again on the inside. 5 to halfway, Greg.
West takes the lead away once again, but Stab now lurking on the inside for second. Behind him, Lowther has gotten his move on the inside of Brightsman. This is what Lowther needs to do. Needs to get as many points as he can. Trouble off of turn number 2. Ryan Main's going for a slide into number 13. We stay green as he slides off the racing surface. Gets it going, gets it going. He's going again, but he spun around off of turn number 2. Nosed it into the wall just a little bit, and a disastrous night continues for Ryan Maines. Was watching the battle up front and then saw this out of the corner of my eye. Let's see what happened here. Playoff drivers battling there. Kevin Smith coming off pit road. Maines just snapped loose on him.
Paulison just simply cut the air off behind Paulison.
Just barely catches the left front there on the guardrail. So a bad night goes worse for Ryan Maines, and now he'll be in must-win territory in Texas. Devin West continues to lead the charge as Lowther able to clear Brightsman, and here comes Cole Raz as well to the bottom of Brightsman. Cole Raz is there knocking on the door. Whoa, they get together. Remember, they had an incredible battle
Yellow flag
at the end of Texas as the caution is out. Anderson again. And
second
again,
time Anderson's gone around and he's pointed toward oncoming traffic. Oh, it looks like Kevin Smith might have did it again with somebody when he got into Maines, and here he goes again along with Anderson.
Take a look. Anderson able to get ahead of him there. Already has that damage from earlier. And, ooh, yeah. Hip check again. And another. We just talked about Ryan Maines having a bad day. Anderson also is having what you call bad day.
Gotta wonder, Greg, if there's going to be some type of a warning thrown down to the 00 of Kevin Smith. This is not the first, but the second time that he's bonsai'd on the driver door another truck.
We'll have to see what comes of it. Anderson not happy with the outcome of that one. Wait for word. Nothing yet from the officials, and Brightsman's coming down pit road, and he's all by himself from 7th on. Tidrick finally coming down as well, leading the brigade there. But I think Sean Brightsman has had enough with that damage on the number 46, and I think he has decided it is time to use that fast repair, sacrifice some track position, and get yourself back into the picture here.
And by the way, we will be coming up on halfway.
The fast repair. Brightsman is not taking the fast repair, but he is taking tires.
Wow. We are coming up on halfway. Halfway coming up next time by. And we are going to go to in-prod communication real quickly and see if we can grab a word with Caden Anderson. Caden Anderson, how much damage on the 37? Having a bad night here at New Hampshire, my friend.
Yeah, she's junk.
So, was your truck already having problems, or did the 00 not help door slamming you?
Oh, I saw that coming before. I should have backed out of there. I told Cole and T-Speak about 2 corners before. I was like, I'm going to get wrecked by the 00, and sure enough. I don't know. It's just one of those nights, you know. Stuff's not going our way, and you'll have those nights, but we'll try to rebound and get the best of what we can.
It sounds like you're not a fan of the lobster.
I'm just not a fan of open set racing.
Gotcha. All right, Caden Anderson, we appreciate it, buddy. Hang in there.
No problem.
Caden Anderson, he'll go back and strategize with Cole Raz, his friend and colleague, teammate, and Greg, we'll try to get this going again. But you know, I gotta wonder if the gauntlet's going to be laid down by the Northwest iRacing officials to the 00 of Kevin Smith. This has been 2 now. I would even say I think I saw 3 occasions. But 2, we definitely have got on camera proof. You know, the tap-out rule not enforced here in the Northwest Cup or Truck Series like we do with the Northwest iRacing Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products on Sunday night. But Gregory, I mean, it's obvious we've seen Smith do this twice.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting post-race meeting for sure. Nothing yet from the officials. I'm wondering if they're just going to wait and kind of review the situation after the fact, or we'll see what else develops here. But definitely not been the ideal night in the camp of the 00. Sean Brightsman coming down pit road again in the number 46. Leader earlier in this race, battling for a top 5 on pit road for a second time. This caution did not take the fast repair last time in. We'll see if he does this time. He's all by himself on pit road. He didn't pull into his pit stall. He had to serve a pass-through penalty, I believe.
But possibly a penalty on the 46 of Sean Brightsman. We're waiting to hear it from the Northwest iRacing officials here. Championship 4, Phoenix, Monday night, 10:45 Eastern. You don't want to miss it on LSR TV. A champion will be crowned, and it'll be the big race finale for the Cup Series in the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs. Back to green here at New Hampshire. Texas next week, the penultimate race of the season, and then their finale, January 21st at Phoenix. We're back underway.
Flag back in the air. Devin West trying to clear once again, and Cole Raz putting the efforts of that team on his shoulders now, knowing that Anderson's struggling in the 37. It's Raz's time to shine up at the front. Look who's up there with him. How about Frank Harris in the number 11? Caught up in the wall earlier, and here he is again. More problems though for the 46 of Brightsman on pit road again.
Man, oh man, maybe we can try to grab him real quickly to see if we can find out what's going on with the 46 real quickly on our communication with LSR TV. Sean Brightsman, it's Wesley. You got a copy? What's going on with the 46?
I got a copy. We passed under yellow there, so we got to hold on pit road there for about 30 seconds. So we'll try to make it up.
So a long way to go. What's your take of this race so far? You've showed signs of strength and weakness along the way.
So far, it's been a pretty good race. I've had some good battles, definitely some strength, and then some weakness for sure there. Devin's pretty quick, so I'm hoping we can make some changes here to the Brights Boutique Toyota Tundra and get back up there and battle for that win.
All right, buddy, we'll let you go back out there again. That's Sean Brightsman again on the 30-second penalty. Passing under caution. And he got penalized for it, Greg. They'll penalize Sean Brightsman, but they don't do anything to Kevin Smith after all of his crazy shenanigans, which, mind you, the 00 truck is 2 laps down.
2 laps down right now, but Brightsman in the number 46. That was an iRacing penalty there, Wesley. That was by the actual server that triggers whenever a driver speeds on pit road, passes under yellow. So that was an iRacing penalty. In the case of the 00, that would be a judgment call by the officials, which we have not seen yet in this one. Waiting to see what the outcome of this is. Again, we still have about half this race to go still, so probably going to have to wait and see what goes to the review after the race, but definitely a night that Kevin Smith's going to want to just put on the back burner and get rid of moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, you see the number 28 of William Fletcher there, but how about Tyler King? Excuse me, that's the 26 of Ray Fournier, but how about that 44 right behind him here, Wesley? He is trying to climb his way back through the field after hitting the wall a ton earlier in this race. He's fought his way now back, trying to break the top 10. He's in 11th.
And believe it or not, we are about to approach lap 100 coming up here on lap number 95, 94 completed. Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, Dan West Jr., Dan Lowther, Oraz in the top 5. Hidrick, the pole truck, in 6th. His problems earlier, he still stays in contention along with Harris in 11. Stephen Paulison, another playoff contender, along with Walters and Tyler King with issues earlier. Right there, you can see the Bell's Orange is 44, nestled right there behind the Napa truck in the top 10. This is the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs. I think I said Nestle. I got chocolate on the brain. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing as we approach lap 100 here at New Hampshire. Back with more in a moment from the Magic Mile, LSR TV.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees.yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
And just after 100 laps completed, 75 remaining in the West Napa Auto Parts 175. It's all part of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs here for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. I'm Wesley Altman. Charles Wooten alongside in production, and my colleague in the booth is Greg Rentz. And Greg, 4 or 5 caution flags as we approach 100 laps completed, 75 remaining. And it's the West family hanging in the top 5 along with Stab Now, and even Lowther is up there in 4th.
Dan Lowther having a great showing right now in the number 63, doing what he needs to do to get himself in a great position going into Texas next week. Devin West, though, led the most laps by far here thus far, doing a great job here. And this is big, Wesley, because remember, the initial incident back on December 17th when we realized, hey, there's a problem going on with this race, came on lap 2. It was Devin West, who was running in 4th position at the time, broke loose, hit the wall, was sitting facing the wrong way on the wrong way right there for almost a full lap, no caution. That was when we realized, hey, something's wrong here. That was why this race is being run tonight, 3 weeks later. West
103 laps.
Roll.
Yeah, it's still a long way to go, to be honest with you. 72 or so remaining. A lot of racing left. Watch Dan West Jr. still trying to run down Stab Now for that spot.
Stab Now, though, is beginning to run down Devin as well. It's down to under half a second between 5 and the 24. Remember, Jeff Stabnow is looking for some redemption in this number truck right now. He missed the round of the 8 in the playoffs. He wants another shot here wants a win and wants it at any means necessary. There's Dan West Jr., who led the early stages of this race, but just doesn't seem to have the long run speed that his son Devin has here in the number 55. Then a long ways back is Dan Lowther and pole sitter BJ Tidrick, the Team Ramrod teammate here for this race. There they are. Tidrick with some damage on the back, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him a whole lot. But how about these two, Wesley? Both these drivers making it into the championship race for Phoenix next week, or this coming Monday, in the Cup Series. Lowther with a chance to get into the finals of the Truck Series as well. Tidrick, the only reason he even attempted this race was to get some practice for the Cup race, which was the following Monday. And he just said, you know what, I'm on the pole, I'm going to go for my win, and here he is up in the top 5.
West, Stab Now, West, Lowther, Tidrick, top 5 as it stands. Paulison, Raz, King, and Harris. Walters, drivers with problems earlier, Greg Rentz, redeeming themselves now, sneaking back into the clutches of the top 10. Behind them is White, Baines with his problems earlier, 48. Hutchinson, Ritters in the top 15. Anderson, Adenbacher, Breitzman, 1 lap down with the other trucks a lap down, including Anderson. If we get a caution, he would get the free pass. For Burke, and that's your top 20.
Let's see, I'm noticing something on Jeff Stabnow in the 24 right now. Remember earlier in the race, right around lap 50 or so, we talked about Breitzman going up higher than Tidrick to try to reel him in. Notice what Stabnow's doing now. The exact same thing that Breitzman was doing as he began his charge through the field earlier. Taking that higher arc through the center than the guy he's chasing, Devin West. Remember, we talked about Stabnow maybe not being happy with this truck up top. Looks like that's gone out the window now.
.109 to 175. The distance. As we see Devin West looking now for his 4th win on the series and punching his ticket along with Daddy West as a winner in the Championship 8 round to advance to the Championship 4.
Trying to get it done is Devin West, and how big would that be for him? The number 5 truck as a rookie to get himself into the Championship 4. He's so impressive for Devin. First year on iRacing, joining the series, 3 wins so far. Got himself a very, very stout season already, sitting 2nd in points entering tonight. The highest driver not locked in to that round of for the championship round. So already a very stout effort for Devin trying to get up there and seal the deal.
.111 West out in front, leading the way. Stabnow, West Jr. That's Father West. He's in 3rd. Lowther. Idrick now. The pole truck has moved into the top 5. Speaking of Pills Oranges, it looks like our colleague Charles Wooten in the production chair has had himself Pills Orange, eating one right now. Well, it looks like an orange.
About the recovery too from that 44 truck, Tyler King, after hitting the wall, falling almost to outside the top 20 at one point. Wesley, he's climbed back up to 7th, still with damage on the 44 truck, I might add. So it is a very good run for Tyler King, all things considered. He's a playoff driver as well. He's trying to get up there and put this one away.
112, 175. Don't forget, Phoenix coming up for the Cup Series on Monday night. Greg Rentz, myself will be on the pit lane. Final race in the Northwest iRacing Series Season 1. Season 7 still has this race and 2 more. The penultimate race at Texas next Thursday night. And then the finale on the 21st at Phoenix. Here's the reason why we're so off balance of schedule. This race was scheduled for December 17th, right around the Christmas holiday New Year break. Technical issues with the new update for iRacing forced this event to quickly become postponed. So, to find a suitable date could only be after the New Year break and Christmas. And that is why we are at where we're at. We'll have a couple more weeks of racing for the Truck Series after the finale at Phoenix for the Cup Series this Monday night. Right.
So it will be a wild couple weeks here on LSR TV, because that is, again, that's just the Northwest Racing Series, but what they've got going on. We've got a whole host of other stuff going on here on LSR TV as well. A very, very busy month of January, not just with the Northwest Racing Series. We'll go forward here, and it's going to be big moving forward. Looking very forward, we're very much ahead to what's coming up on LSR TV next couple weeks and in the future. More awesome stuff in the works, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and set reminders for any broadcast you want to see, because this is going to be a wild few weeks.
It's going to be fun. By the way, coming up next week, we have the Northwest iRacing Tour by Joe's Racing Products. And if I remember correctly, Greg, where are we at? Aren't we at New Smyrna, ain't it?
For the Northwest Tour, we're going to Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile this Sunday. Yeah. Milwaukee Mile, that'll be Sunday night. Hey, by the way, don't forget, what is it, the Cash and Cub? The Cash?
Great Cash Money. That's coming up Sunday morning. Coming up Sunday morning. Myself and Charles Wooten will be on the call for that one, as Justin Prince had prior obligations for this one, so he won't be in the booth with me, but it'll be myself and Charles Wooten for the next 2 weeks in that series. It'll be truck racing at Michigan next week, and then I believe we head to Daytona. And then the iRacing Super Speedway, where Wesley, you and I had an absolute ball early over winter break, as Dan Lowther and BJ Tidrick go to battle here. And it looks like things have settled down there, as Tidrick's going to try the outside. But yeah, let's talk about that iRacing Super Speedway race we did.
Yeah, let's talk about that one. That was fun and exciting right around the Christmas break, man. I mean, holy cow, watching those open wheel cars in 4 or 5 different categories racing, and the crazy finishes they had racing amongst themselves, and the turnout that it was so cool. It was unique. It was fun. It was just an exciting hour of entertainment, honestly. There was no laps thrown on top of it. It was just a 50-minute marathon, and it was exciting and entertaining. If you get a chance to go back and check it out, it was the Open Wheel Challenge race there that we did, and that was fun. But anyhow, Milwaukee Mile this Sunday. This will reset our coverage on LSR TV. We mentioned already the Cash Money series. That's on Sunday afternoon.
That'll be Sunday morning. Well, for me at least.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon for me, around lunchtime or so. Then we have that series. Then we have the iRacing Tour presented by Joe's Racing Products of the Northwest, and that's at Milwaukee Mile. Monday, the championship finale at Homestead. That's on Monday. Tuesday, we're off. Wednesday, we have the S&B Cup Series, their penultimate race before the playoffs, which will be at Homestead Miami Speedway. Greg Rentz and myself will be on the call for that one. Next Thursday night will be, obviously, the new return of the NASRA Open Wheel Midget Series that Greg and Charles called earlier this evening, part of our doubleheader coverage. And then next Thursday night, the penultimate race in Texas. Friday is an open book. Saturday, 6 hours of iRacing Super Speedway with the Endurance Sim Racing League. All that coming up in the next 7 days on your home for sim racing, Greg.
Yeah, that's going to be a long week. A couple weeks here on LSR TV. I cannot wait to see it all unfold, but we are seeing one unfold right now, because here comes Jeff Stabnow in that number 24 trying to reel in Devin West, as he's now going to go to work on Robert Gamble. Robert Gamble was the winner of that open wheel showdown we saw here on LSR TV. He won the Pro Mazda race or portion of that event.
Yeah.
So it was awesome to see him grab a win here on LSR TV. Fortunately, not the night he wanted, as well, as he's going to go 3 laps down now.
And to be honest with you, there is still a lot of racing here left to go. I know it looks like the laps are just dwindling away, but the fact of the matter is we still have a good amount of racing left. And to be honest with you, Greg, I said it. We're reaching this point now with 50 laps to go coming up next time by, where I really believe the pressure is about to mount, and we are going to see who can lay their cards on the table and make something happen here down the stretch.
We're seeing Devin West begin to pull away now from Jeff Stabnow, open it up a little bit, now up to about half a second as Stabnow goes to the inside. Dan West Jr. beginning to chip at it a little bit as well. He's now under 2 seconds away from it. Stephen Paulison has quietly worked his way into the top 5 as well in the Jim Beam number 58. As you watch West go down, there's Paulison in the 58. He just got around Dan Lowther, and he has worked his way into the top 5. This is big because he's a playoff driver as well on the outside looking in. So he needed a big run tonight to get himself in a good position at Texas.
50
It stops
laps
underway.
to
Here
go,
comes
and
Team
yeah.
Ramrod.
Green
Here
flag
comes
pit
Team
stops,
Ramrod.
Greg.
Hidrick and Lauder coming down pit road to begin the cycle.
On top of one another. Flag pit stops are about to begin. Cavalry on the pit lane. Could this be the money stop, Greg, or do you think they got to go again?
If this thing stays green, maybe the money stop.
This could be the money stop. That's what my colleague's saying here. We'll find out as these drivers are on the pit lane. Final pit stop possibly of this race. Devin West, it's 4 tires. He's still on course, actually, as other drivers like Cole Raz, 4 tires and fuel. Back onto the racetrack now. And now here comes Cole Raz into the pits now, exiting.
Down to slide into his stall. Kind of a quiet night for Cole Raz.
It
was
has
up there contending for the top 10 earlier, but kind of just riding around middle of the top 5 or top 10. Quiet night for Cole Raz, just going out, just trying to stay out of trouble and see if he can be there at the end.
Simply enjoying things right now. Ray Fournier off the pit lane. The number 10 exits on course. Cole Raz back on track. Toby Ritters, Ray Fournier, Kevin Smith on pit lane now. And there you see the West man. Devin West looking for his 4th win. Jeff Stab now right behind him. I'll tell you what, Greg, Jeff has been very comfortable, staying out of trouble, not having issues. I think he's waiting for this time now to go, and I think he's about to hit the go button.
I'm thinking right after the pit stop, he's going to make a go. There's your answer right there. West was able to go 54 and counting right now here on this run. 46 to go. If we can stay green, this is definitely the money stop.
So here you go. After only pitting twice, this is a 175 lap race. So if you take 46 out of 175, 54 remaining, you take that 54 from that stint, and you can actually be able to closely estimate close to over 50 laps or so each run on his 2 pit stops running only. And on this stunt, he's literally on 54, now make it 55 laps. Real quickly, Charles, let's see the sawblade.com weather conditions as we approach the final 50 laps of this event. Here, watch the bottom right of your monitor. And the track temperature has drastically went down from where it was in the 120s earlier, Greg.
Yeah, it's gone down 11 degrees from the drop of the green flag. It was 110 when the green flag came out, down to 99 degrees. So that is definitely helping because that's adding grip into the track. The problem is these drivers right here, West and Stab now, they're on such old tires. Dan West Jr. on pit road now from 3rd place.
And Greg,
the 55 there he is. It's windy
too, yes.
It's windy as well, yes. But here's what I'm getting at. The tires on these trucks have been out there. They are old and worn out, and they're screaming to say, hey, I am done. I need backup. So once these drivers get new tires on, that's where the grip's going to come back into play.
Dan West Jr., Frank Harris on the pit lane now for their money pit stops. Here comes Bun West and Jeff Stab now. And why would it not be, Greg? They're all part of Team LSR TV onto the pit lane.
Down to slide into their pit stops for what could be the final time tonight. Keep your eyes especially on the 24 Stab now, because remember, he's being extra careful on pit road because it was a pit road speeding penalty that not only cost him the race in Texas on Monday, that cost him a shot at the championship as well in the 24.
Ryan Maines will now cycle around as the leader, up 13 spots in the 13 Atari entry. But wow, did it look like he just hit the wall again as the leader?
Boy, he is just having a bad night.
You up that song because you had a bad day. Maines, the man out in front. That could also go to Anderson, too. Ed Anderson sounded definitely. Anderson sounded kind of aggravated as well.
As Maines leads the way in number 13. The rest of the field has cycled through. Look at this, Wesley. Look at the ticker right now.
Yeah.
Devin for Dan West Jr. and BJ Tidrick, both able to get around the 24 of Stabnow, albeit Stabnow is on fresher tires than Tidrick and hounding him right now, but Dan was able to get around Stabnow in that cycle. How long can you make that last as Carl Burke has loaded it up on the trailer and called it a night?
Tough breaker. I was going to mention Carl Burke has called it a night there in the number 53 entry. A tough break for him. Maybe we could try to grab him inside the broadcast booth. He's always always a gentleman, nice to talk to, always a kind soul in the virtual world that always does not mind speaking to us in the booth, and maybe we can get his thoughts on what happened here, but a tough break for Carl Burke along the way. A lot of good drivers, Greg, that has struggled here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a tough race for some of these guys, and unfortunately for Carl Burke, that started right from the get-go. Around lap 4 or 5 is when the problems happened for Carl Burke, as Devin West is going to get around Ryan Maines and take the race lead back, as Tidrick with a slide as he comes under pressure from Jeff Stabnow in the number 24. So Devin West back to the lead where he's been for a majority of the race. Question is, how long can he hold on the same pit cycle as Jeff Stabnow? He's got a lap fresher tires than his father, but we've seen about a lap of a difference doesn't really make too much of a difference as West comes up on Caden Anderson to put him a lap down in the number 37.
On pit lane as Kevin Smith is right behind him. Go figure. 13 and 00 on the pit lane. What? 39 laps to go here.
Our producers are
decided, torturing us while we're working.
Our producer heard you mention that song Bad Day, and they said, you know what? I want to hear it. That's what that was.
You had a bad day.
Mr. Producer, that's a copyright strike.
We are working here now, please. They can't hear it. They're torturing us. He's torturing us, but they can't hear it.
Joke's on you. I kind of like the song, but yeah.
It is a good song. Bigmer don't lie. Oh. All right, 37 laps to go here at New Hampshire. And the West family back out in front, father and son. 2 and 1, 1 and 2. Stabnow in third. Tidrick in fourth, the pole truck. Dan Lowther, good run for him in the 63. He's in the top 5, and Greg, he's got a good run going for him. Points-wise as well. In the number 4 spot, he's on the bubble. He's doing what he needs to do points-wise to at least get those points to advance into the playoff.
He actually has an opportunity to jump a spot into third here with a strong enough finish. So let's take a look at the standings here. He has an opportunity to leapfrog Stephen Paulison, as he was only 1 point back of Paulson entering tonight. Right now, he's 3 spots ahead of him. So if the checker flag were to fall at this time, Dan Lowther would leapfrog up in the third, but this is not what he wants to be. 3 wide in the middle. He's going to be able to fend it off there as Gamble able to move out of the way. Nicely done there by everybody to stay apart and together there, as Dan Lowther definitely did not need that. But up 3 spots on Paulison. That would move him up +2 above him in the standings. In the third spot, Caden Anderson moves out of the way into number 37. No doubt he's just going to want to finish this race out and cut his losses and move forward from there. Up front, Devin West continues to drive away. Up now 1.3 seconds over his father, Dan. Jeff Stabnow in third, about a second back of Dan. Here's my thought that I'm trying to figure out right now. Can Stabnow catch up to Dan here with that 1 lap fresher tires?
Yeah, still a lot of racing here left to go, to be honest with you. We're under 40 remaining, 34 to go to be exact. And there's Stabnow just kind of lying in the weeds. 2.2 seconds back in third. He's got to be comfortable with his ride. He's doing good. He's gone through a lot of bad luck here lately, Greg. But he's got himself a solid podium finish here as long as he can hang on.
Looking for a solid one. He wants to get to victory lane again, obviously, which would be his 7th trip to victory lane this season. But right now, I think he'll take a top 5 if it means he had himself a solid day.
I think of Tidrick and Lowther having good runs. You think of Tyler King as well, who had issues earlier in the race in the 44. There's Tidrick, who we just referred about. Lowther behind him. King, Raz is up there again. Paulison, you mentioned those spots, nearly 3 positions now. Lowther in the good in every spot. Wow.
Full Raz trying to get around Ray Fournier, got in the back of him there and just hit him in the, or kind of stuffed in the wall there.
But
did
no caution.
Fournier. No caution, but wow, that could have been bad as you see Raz and Fournier get going. We'll see if we can maybe catch a look at the swag replay as you saw Caden Anderson again sliding back there. But let's take a look. This happened right at the finish line here. Watch, here they come. Raz coming up on Fournier. Comes down, gets the run, and goes to the bottom, but just mistimes it, and Fournier catches the wall after the contact.
Is that the Parlor sponsored number 26? Is that
Trying
Parlor?
Trying to figure out, is that what it is?
I was going to say, is that Parlor on the truck?
Looks.
MeWe, it's MeWe. It's MeWe. That's what it is.
The other
It's
new social
MeWe
media.
and Parlor. Gregory, it is MeWe and Parlor. And the reason why I know is you can follow me at Wesley Outland on MeWe and Parlor as well. And that's a MeWe Parlor free speech social media truck number 26.
Fortunately, it just kind of hit the wall after the contact there with Cole Raz. By the way, Dan West Jr. is closing on. Devin to the caution is out. And this is going to change the entire complexion of the race. John Ottenbacher may be involved in the number 89. It's Caden Anderson. It's Caden Anderson in the number 37. Taking a look at a swag replay. Anderson pulling away from Hutchinson. Going off into turn 1. Saw him on the backstretch. Hutchinson gets a run. And again,
he just lost it.
Again, it just gets away from him.
He just lost it, man. You know, and a lot of people don't realize it, Greg, but when you go through the whole turn like that, even in reality, it literally changes the handling on your car, and you just watch it just come out from under him. Watch how he has control. Okay?
On board with
He's on the wheel. He's on the wheel here. This is with Hutchinson. But watch that truck in front of him. It just comes right around.
Snaps around right there.
And it's not Hutchinson's fault.
No. Hutchinson did a nice job avoiding that there. And turn 2, that tunnel turn was the point of problem in the Cup race earlier in the season. So not at all surprised to see turn 2 being where the problem is again. But now this is going to change everything because now you got to make another pit stop.
This is the money stop, Greg. This is the money stop. Here they come to the pit lane. Under 25 laps to go here. They're coming to the pits.
Right into the pit stall. Devin West has been the fastest car all day long, but can he get it done?
And while we got a break in the action real quickly, we're going to grab also Jeff Stabnow on in-truck communication on LSR TV. And I think he's going to be cheerful, in a good mood, merry and bright after Christmas and New Year's, and everything going right for Stabnow in the LSR TV Waltz Beard Co. number 24. Jeff, you're right now in the top 3, having a good run. What's your thoughts of the race so far?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot of these guys on the short run. My truck starts kicking in around 30 laps in, so I really didn't want to see that yellow flag right there. I'd have liked to just tried to run them down on those older tires, see what happened. But we still have been able to break away from the field here, so I'm pretty happy the way the trucks are running tonight. And I think we got a good shot of putting 3 LSR TV trucks in the booth tonight.
And to have a string of bad luck like you've gone through, hiccups, accidents, mechanical handling issues, being eliminated from the playoffs, this has got to be the opportunity, a good, positive stretch going down to the end of the postseason.
Yeah, I've been running good in the trucks. I've had plenty of speed in the cars, too. I had enough speed to win some races. I've just, had some bonehead moves, made some mistakes, had a little bit of bad luck. So, there's still 25 laps left in this race. I'm not going to tempt fate right now, but hopefully it leaves us alone and I can get by the 2 Wests up there and get a long-awaited win.
Greg, you got anything for Jeff as we get ready to come back green in a moment?
Jeff, you mentioned that the truck was struggling on the short run. What have you seen out of the West family? You've been right up there with them the whole time. Do you think they're stronger on the short run, but then they start to fall off on the long run? What are you seeing from your competition up there?
Yeah, I'm seeing they usually got me the first couple laps, and then I usually pull on them for a few laps, and then they drive away from me for a little bit, and then my truck comes in. I think it's just a little bit different driving styles. We're really driving these things. I'm shifting coming off the corners. I'm not sure if they're shifting, so we'll see.
All right, we'll let you go. Get ready for the restarts. The lights are out on the pace truck. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks, guys.
Jeff Stabnow trying to find a decent finish down the stretch here for the driver of the Waltz Beard Co. number 24 entry. Still got a shot. But you heard him say his handling on the truck was set up for a long green flag run. 30, 40 laps is when that truck starts to come to him, not for the short run. Here he is, tied in loose off the center as we come off to the green flag. 25, now making 24 laps to go back inside the Lennox Sylvania restart box, and away we go. Dan West Jr. to the inside, battling Sun into one.
Yeah, Dan won the race off the road. Ooh, Dan Lowther getting up a little bit on the back bumper of Stab. Now we got problems. Frank Harris is around.
Frank Harris, who had a good run in the top 10, goes around in truck 11. Everyone else scatters to the outside to miss the truck on the bottom, and the yellow flag will come out. Swag replay coming up, Greg.
Taking a look at what happened. BJ Tidrick's back there in the 72. Wonder if Tidrick may have had a penalty on pit road under that last caution as Harris went around, gets the run up the center. Oh, him and Tidrick get together. Oh, and then Ritters gets in it as well.
Frank Harris going around in the 11, and he was really starting to redeem himself, Greg. He had problems earlier in the race. Matter of fact, if I remember, he brought out the first caution flag.
One of the first ones he was involved in. And Jeff Stabnow definitely not going to be happy with that caution, because if he was already not happy that he wasn't going to get a 30-lap shot at him, now we're possibly, and no, there's no possibility about it, we are not going to see a 20-lap run to finish this out. So Stabnow definitely not going to be happy about that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if he could possibly come down to the pit lane and make an adjustment. But if he does that, Greg, you're a sitting duck. You give up all your track position.
15 trucks on the lead lap right now for reference.
John Brightsman, Corey Walters, Ryan Maines, Ottenbacher, Fournier Harris, who brought out the most recent caution on the pit lane. So is Kevin Smith.
By the way, Bryson's
West Bay
back on
Napa
the lead
Auto
lap.
Parts 175. You see the ticker changed. Nice looking change up.
John Brightsman's back on the lap here.
Yes, he is.
So don't count him out on trying to get up at the end. If he catch another caution late in the race, you know, say 5 or so to go, don't be at all surprised to see him try something.
Doing a good job right now. Let's check in with another one of our drivers on the part of Team Ramrod, as we are still under the yellow flag. And we're going to grab a word here in a moment with Dan Lowther, driver of the 63 machine, get his thoughts. Remember, he put on a phenomenal job to advance into the playoffs in the Northwest iRacing Cup Series to advance to the championship for the battle at Phoenix next Monday for the championship. And right now, doing what he needs to do to possibly take the number 4 seed on track without a win. Dan Lowther, Talladega winner so far in the Cup Series. No wins on the trucks, but Dan, Mr. Consistency in the truck 63, a good run for you.
Yeah, it's been a really good run so far. With the help of BJ Tidrick, we've been working on this setup since long before we even had that weird rain out thing, and it's working pretty good.
So, how is today being here at New Hampshire? I mean, it's seen its share of ups and downs. I noticed a couple of times your truck got tightened up, but you know, you quickly made adjustments, and you're right in the next of this wild battle as we get ready to go to green next time by. The lights are off on the pace car.
Yeah, we just make small adjustments throughout the runs here, and me and BJ have really been working together, and I think we got the money stop in, and hopefully we can give these guys something at the end here.
Greg, you got anything quickly for Dan? We're on the backstretch.
Dan, just good luck the rest of the way. How's the truck feel overall? Looks like you have a slight bit of damage on the rear end, but it doesn't seem to be affecting you at all. Thoughts for the final few laps here?
Just get through this restart clean and then try to battle out to the end. The truck feels pretty good.
Good luck the rest of the way, bud.
Part of Team Ramrod, that is the driver of the number 63 machine. That is, of course, Dan Lowther as we get ready to come back for the restart. Still a lot of racing here left to go. He said Seth Frazier and Tidrick's been helping him out a lot tonight. Ready to come back to green. 20 laps remaining. Now make it 19. Back in the Lennox Sylvania restart zone. And here we go again, Greg. Back underway.
Lowther able to get down in front of Tyler King. That's big because those two are battling for position in the playoffs as well. Steven Paulison right now. Tyler King on the outside looking in, trying to reel in Dan Lowther. Lowther is on the good, as is Paulison in the 58. Tyler King trying to get up there. He is 8 points back of Lowther right now, trying to get himself up into a better position here with a win. Here comes Cole Raz in the number 10. Wesley, who he said he wasn't too thrilled about the way this race is going out, but now he's going to go for the win.
Yeah, and Greg, while you're calling all that action,
Steven Paulison, Tidrick
gets into Tidrick, gets into Brightsman.
We got a big one and two playoff drivers involved. King and Paulison, two guys right around the cutoff line are involved.
Caution is out.
Taking a look at the restart. This started up here in the middle of turn 1 and 2. You're going to see the blue 44 break loose right there.
Wow.
Right there. He's just going to break loose. Paulson does the same thing. And
Looks like
Tidrick,
Paulison
unfortunately, nowhere to go. Brightsman got a piece of it as well.
Yeah.
And
Paulison,
Ryan Maines.
It looked like Tyler King broke loose, Greg, and Paulison did the exact same thing in a different angle of the racetrack. And hey, I mentioned it several times before. Off the tunnel turn in turn 2.
Take one more look at this replay. Let's go on board with Cole Raz here in the number 10 because he was right there at the start of this, right behind Tyler King, and you're going to see him break loose right in front of him. There's Cole Raz. Let's take one more look at it on the swag replay on board with Cole Raz. Watch what he sees here because I got a piece of in-car communication with Cole Raz right there. All he said was, I thought I was a goner. Let's see what he saw.
I love your dialogue there. Let's watch this on board with Raz. Listen as well.
Wow.
And then behind him, yeah, you know what? Let's just ask Cole, because Cole always has a great dialogue of a commentary. Let's just see what his thoughts is. First you say it, then you do it. And we'll grab a word with Cole Raz and see what he thinks about what just took place there. Cole Raz, buddy, what a save. That was very intense in front of you just a moment ago in truck 10 after a lot of hiccups you've had along the way. A good save there a moment ago.
Yeah, that was a close one for sure. I just texted Greg like I thought I was dead in that moment, but I don't know. We've behind on the adjustments all day long. I feel like we've made some good strides, but just need a little bit more for the long run. And we're chipping away at it. I feel like with these 15 laps to go, I think we might have a little something for a good finish. But these guys up front are in a different zip code right now.
Hey Cole, now my feelings are hurt because I can't believe you texted Greg instead of me.
Wesley, I don't got your number.
How dare you try to text me at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, so now you're turning it on me.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm the old man out. I heard you texted producer Greg as well, and Charles too. It's 12:44 where Charles is. 1:45 in the morning. Now I'll give you my number. Okay,
boys, we're on East Coast or we're on West Coast time up here.
Yes, sir.
It's almost your guys' bedtime.
Hey, I'm the late night guy, okay? That's what everybody don't realize. While he's still burning the midnight oils at what, 11:45, 10:45 West Coast time, it's 2 a.m. And I've already announced 2 basketball game broadcasts behind you as well.
Oof. Good game.
Good games, yes. They won blowouts. And Charles is playing Minecraft doing play-by-play. So
and I'm waiting for my basketball season to kick off.
Yeah,
Let's go.
So, hey, Cole, what's it going to take to win this race, bud? You missed that wreck, and you're right there in the cat's whisker of the top 5.
I think we're going to need another miracle here. I don't think I got anything for these guys up front, but we'll see. Anything can change.
All right, brother. We'll see what happens. That's Cole Raz.
Thank you, boys.
Ready to make his debut on the Sorrel Southwest Super Late Model Tour in 20. Oh, I can't move him, guys. There we go. Well, Greg, this will be fun. What do you think? I got him. Ready to settle this one here.
Apologies, guys. I had some technical issues on my end right at the end of the Cole Raz interview, but back going right at the green flag, so we're back underway.
Ready to go again here for this shootout. Mention all these drivers ready to go.
Oh, one car off
of
on
two.
the
Oh,
infield.
yeah.
Hutchinson.
Look at this,
down in the infield
Hutchinson.
in the 91 truck.
And
Oh, stab
13.
now broke loose.
Oh,
Stab now
no.
broke loose, and Cole Raz gets in the back of him.
Here comes Lowther up the racetrack to the
Up
outside
to
lane.
third. Up to third is Dan Lowther as they get together behind him. 3 wide behind him. Brightsman gets the better of it as the playoff drivers try to rally. Oh, there he goes. Sean
This.
Brightsman.
No!
Caution.
Sean Brightsman goes around.
And we're
Caution
going
out with
to
12
be
to go.
Inside of 10 laps to go. And this just took a turn again.
Man, oh man. Heartbreak for the driver of the number 46, Sean Brightsman. Greg, what do you think, bud?
Broke loose there off of turn number 2. Trying to get extra spots. Every spot counts. Remember, Brightsman's in that must-win position after missing Iowa.
That's right.
Now he's going to have to most likely go out there and replicate what he did at Texas. As you saw Cole Raz there in the number 10 go on pit road and then cut it to the right beforehand. Kind of a fake out. Raz going to give it all he's got here. Doesn't want to sacrifice that track position late.
Laps to go. Hey, final round of commercials. When we come back, we will take you, checkered flag, to the finish here at the Magic Mile. LSR TV, your home for sim racing. This is the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs for the trucks. here at New Hampshire. Boy, oh boy, it's time to bring this one on home for a virtual Northwest Midnight Snack as we are approaching midnight. Welcome back to coverage. All right, Charles in the production chair. We have seen the last 3 cautions from the swag replays, Greg, that Charles has showed us from turn 2, the tunnel turn. Like treacherous turn 4 at Arlington on Days of Thunder, the same here tonight at New Hampshire in this virtual matchup.
Have we seen the last one? Because we have 7 laps to go when we go green. Devin West leading the way, has led the most laps. Dan West Jr. second. A new contender up in third, Dan Lowther. Cole Raz right on the back bumper of Lowther as we get going. But a nice breakaway for the West family as Devin tries to lock himself into a playoff finals appearance here as he breaks away in the early stages. Coming to 6 laps to go.
Back underway. Lowther on the inside of step now. Here comes Raz on the outside of Lowther. Back straight away into turn 3. It's going to be Devin West, Dan West, Stab now, 1, 2, and 3. Lowther is there, Raz is there, top 5. And how about this, Gregory? All them problems that Paulison had. Paulison in 58 now right back on the outside of the top 5 and 6th.
He's able to get to the championship. This is the performance that's going to make it for him, because he was involved in that accident late and he has fought his way. Aiden Anderson, another tough one there for the 37. 2 laps down and in the wall again. Tough break for Anderson. A tough night will continue, but there's going to be 5 laps to go for Devin West in the number 5. Can he get it done for 5 more miles? He's had far and away the fastest truck here tonight, but his father putting pressure on for one final charge.
What a run with 5 to go. John Brightsman trying to go through the top 10.
Someone's in the wall hard. We got a wreck.
No, he runs out of road. He puts more to the grass. Then it's more to the grass, and the caution's out again. More.
Another tough one.
48 crashes. Caution is out.
Flag
And it was
replay
all
on
Brightsman.
screen.
It was Brightsman. Watch him in 46, Greg.
This is the 26 of Fournier. There's Brightsman in the white and teal 46 up on the outside. Maine's lurking there. Watch as they come off the turn. Oh, Maine's hit the wall, and Brightsman had nowhere to go. Devin West gonna have to do it one more time in this one. And Wesley, we're on lap 172.
Will we go to overtime?
I think we are. I think we're going to overtime.
Here we go. And I believe the rules of overtime for the Northwest Series are just like the Cup. There'll be 2 attempts. First attempt, if the leader takes the green and the white flag.
Cole Raz coming to pit road, Wesley. Cole Raz coming from 5th. Also decided that the truck had a little bit too much damage for his liking. Ryan Maines, Frank Harris, Dennis Moore coming down. Again, they were caught up in the incident, but there's the big story. Cole Raz on pit road.
So we're going to go to overtime again here in the playoffs at New Hampshire. So let's set the story, the stage for you, the scenario. The leader takes the green, white flag, caution comes out, race is official on the finishing order. If a caution comes out before the leader takes the white flag, first attempt will become a second and final attempt. If there is a caution after the green, race is official, Greg. That's how it'll go.
So here we go. First overtime attempt coming up. Devin West has been far and away the strongest car in town. Strongest truck in town, excuse me. But got to do it one more time. And we've seen that Dan West Jr. is pretty strong on these restarts. Stab now, who's got quite a bit of damage on the back of the 24 truck after the contact with Raz earlier in that big checkup. He said he does not have the short run speed to contend with these guys. He's hoping something happens to them on the restart here. That's his only shot, he feels.
Still under the caution flag. Stay with you to the finish here. No more commercials on our coverage on Live Sim Racing. LiveSimRacingTV.com. If you only heard, listen to what we have to hear in our ears that y'all do not hear in the broadcast.
Telling you
Stab
people
now.
right now, you people watching at home, the great fans of LSR TV, I'm telling
They
you,
think
one
we
of
lost
these
our
days,
damn mind, Greg, is what it is.
They think
It's
we
not.
lost our mind. I guarantee it, but I guarantee you, one day we are going to do a broadcast with the producer's mic open, and you can hear what we're dealing with on a nightly basis.
On that day, we're going to be like angels in church. We're going to be like Baptist children in church pews. And then we're not the frozen people, I promise.
Either that, or he's got the censor button ready. Beep 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 beep.
Well, you heard me just drop the D word. I mean,
It's not the worst word you've seen.
oh yeah,
Not
there
the
was a
worst
worse word than that. Shut up.
It was in the Northwest Truck Race too.
It was. It was the old. What series was it? It was the. Oh my goodness! Who used to be on Thursday night? The Next Gen Challenge series. That's what it was.
All right. Well, either way. Worse has
Anyhow,
happened.
I was a big fan of camera angles back then.
All right, here we go. First attempt at a green-white checker. What in the world was that?
Charles is making monkey sounds that come through the broadcast. Here we go.
Green flag back in the
Overtime
air.
number 1.
Great
Hit the
restart by
white-
Devin West.
Yes, sir. They hit the white flag. Race is official. Devin West pulling away. Dan
look
West
at
right there in
Paulison.
second. Paulison.
And Lowther clears him. That's big because he can gain ground. Frank Harris going off into the grass into number 11. He's below the racing surface. Will stay green for now
They
as
take
they
the
come
white
around.
flag. They take the white
Gotta get
flag.
to the
Greg.
line.
Race is over.
Got to get to the line. Devin West, white flag on the go. Dan in the wall. And that's exactly what Devin wants to see as the white flag
CRN.
falls. 1 lap to go. Brought to you by CRN.
The CRN 1 to go. Final lap around. Devin West looking for his 4th win and to punch his ticket in to the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoff like Daddy West. To the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Pulls away from Daddy. Stab now. Comfortable in 3rd. It's an LSR TV. 1, 2, 3. Finish in overtime. To the checkered flag. Devin West wins at Magic Mile, New Hampshire.
4th win on the season for Devin West, and he's going to Phoenix, Arizona with a shot at the championship. Great job by Devin West. Dan West Jr. in 2nd. Dan Lowther, the big benefactor there because he's able to gain ground on Paulson in the points. Doesn't leapfrog him, but he will gain ground. Actually, he will move into a tie with Stephen Paulson in the number 58 for that position. But look who came home in 6th. Sean Breitzman in the number 46, able to recover for 6th position. But the big winner here tonight is that young man in the number 5, Devin West, 4th win of the season, gets it done here at New Hampshire. He's going to Arizona with a shot
And it's
at the championship.
West father-son team or son-father stab now. Team LSR TV podium. Burning them up, lighting them down is the number 5. And we know what's coming next.
Oh yeah, as we begin our Sawblade.com unofficial results, keep your eyes peeled because here we go.
Just a moment before we show the results, let's see the Demolition Derby as they always put on. Oh, wow. That was Dan Lowther.
Oh.
Any for your thoughts, Chief?
How far can they make it for him? Devin's already down now in turn number 1. He's got no power in that number 5.
Yeah, he says, I've had enough. All right, let's cue him up. Sawblade.com, post-race results here at the Magic Mile here at the virtual New Hampshire Motor Speedway. What a show in one overtime finish. Devin West beating Daddy for his 4th win on the season. He'll advance now into the championship for Phoenix, as well as Dad West, who finishes in 2nd. Jeff Stabnow out of the hunt for a championship, but right there, a good solid top 3 podium. And Team LSR TV 1, 2, and 3. Dan Lowther, a good run for him as he tries to put trucks in the points for the postseason at Phoenix in 2 weeks, as well as Paulison, who hangs right there with him. Brightsman 6th. He'll have to wait till Texas, where he won in the Cup Series, to try to advance to Phoenix for the truck round. Tyler King, Cole Raz, Chris White, Corey Walters, the top 10 here at New Hampshire.
How about Toby Ritters in the number 23, coming home in 11th, Wesley? Great job for him in the Kellogg's Corn Flakes, Frosted Flakes, whichever one it was. Tony the Tiger was on board, and he got an 11th place position. Scott Hutchinson was kind of an up-and-down night, but he comes home 12th. Ray Fournier, Frank Harrison, Ryan Maines finishes top 15, but that's going to be a tough mountain to climb for Ryan Maines in the number 13 in Texas next week. Robert Gamble, John Ottenbacher, Dennis Moore, Kenan Anderson, and BJ Tidrick, your top 20.
And that is the rundown, along with Carl Burke, Kevin Smith, Casey Garber of 23 trucks that took the green flag at the virtual Magic Mile here in Loudon, New Hampshire. But in the end, the man that's going to be eating the lobster is Devin West. We'll talk to him and the rest of Team LSR TV on a 1, 2, 3 podium when we return with the West Bay Napa Auto Parts 175 in the books here at New Hampshire. You're tuned into coverage on your home for sim racing, LSR TV. Welcome back to LSR TV coverage for the Magic Mile, the West Bay Napa Auto Parts 175 in the books for round number 32 of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. Greg Rentz has called it a night. I'm Wesley Outland, Charles Wooten hanging with us here. It's time for the post-race wrap-up. It is a team LSR TV 1, 2, and 3 here at the Magic Mile. And joining us is the third place man. You heard from him earlier tonight. Jeff Stabnow on the podium for third. Got to be kind of like a win. I know it's not a win, Jeff, but it's a big turnaround after a slump you've been on lately. Good job tonight.
Yeah, we ran well tonight. It was fun. I think if I could have got up front, maybe I could have held these guys off for a while. I think I had the speed to run up front, just never quite got there. Needed a real good green flag pit stop on that last one that we had, and I had the worst of the three of us. So paid the price, came out in the third between the three of us, and then all those cautions there at the end, I didn't have a chance to make up any ground. But We had some long green flag runs, and I think we all kept up and kind of drove away from everybody else. It was a fun night.
Yeah, I guess the caution flags, especially whenever we had just spoken with you on in-truck communication with about 40 laps to go or so, you literally said, my truck is not set for the short run. I need at least 30, 40 laps to come to me. I know I'm in trouble. But how do you just adapt and finish third on the podium tonight?
We had a good truck. Devin and Dan and Sean and John, we put a lot of work into it before that first race that got canceled. We went through a lot of sets, a lot of combinations, put a lot of laps on it, and we had a truck that would just roll through that corner beautifully tonight. And so, even though I didn't have enough to get by these guys on the restarts, I did have enough to hold those other guys off. Almost blew it there when I got a little sideways on that one restart, but I was able to drive right back around them. So it's just a testament to the hard work that we put in, all the laps that we ran. We had a truck that was pretty dialed in and good enough on the restarts to get it done.
It definitely was. And now we move on to Texas and Phoenix to wrap things up. What's your take of what you got to do here, these final penultimate races of the season?
I just need to have some strong finishes. I'd like to see Sean get up there and maybe get a win in Texas. And if I don't, I'm in it to win it. But if I don't win it, I'd like to see Sean get one in advance. But no, I just, I want to finish strong, right? We had, like you said, a slump kind of the second half of the season. I was on fire the first half and really just had a slump here the second half. And I'd like a little momentum coming into the end of the season and going into next season.
Sponsors on the 24.
It's been a while. I might have to get out and look on the truck and see. As always, man, Walls Beard Co., Mark Walls and his family, they've had a lot going on. So my thoughts and prayers are always with those guys, and can't wait till we get to see Mark back here. But in the meantime, Walls Beard Co. on the truck, Walls Beard Co. sponsoring their series. Just love their products and love to carry them on the truck. LSR TV, I'm telling you, this is the best sim racing broadcasting channel, out there. Forget, sim racing. It's one of the best YouTube broadcasting channels. You guys are just phenomenal. You, Greg, Justin, and the producing that Cody does. It's just a pleasure to work with you guys. Love going back, watching these races. And then just a shout out to the Team LSR TV here, man. We worked our butt off, and the results showed, and we had fun doing it. So, and big shout out to Devin, man, for locking his playoff spot in. I know I didn't cut him any breaks out there tonight. I just never had enough to quite get by him. He was fast.
And that's the thoughts of Jeff Stabnow. Back on the podium again. He finally found where third place was. The driver of the 24. Good to see the man back from Montana in top three here tonight at LSR TV 1-2-3 finish. That's Jeff Stabnow. Runner up in the race, Daddy Dan West Jr. 11 wins on the year. He's the number one seed going into the championship 4. First off, before we talk about your run tonight, Dan West, what does it mean to have a father-son virtual run for the championship at Phoenix in 2 weeks?
Feels great. Devin definitely earned that. I felt like we all had really good trucks, but he just seemed to get more out of the truck, especially early on. So just proud of him. He drove a really good, smart, clean race, kept the truck under him the whole time. There were situations where he could have caused himself to be back there in that pack. So very proud of him.
And now we'll talk about your run tonight as well. You settled for second. You had a lot of strong runs from the outside of the front row. You battled and father, son, and Stabnow and Dan Lowther and all the drivers you were contending with tonight. Paulison, Raz in there. Tidrick was up there at a time or two. A good race to compose yourself and settle for the bridesmaid spot here tonight for second.
Yeah, you never want to settle. I mean, we were working hard. I just didn't have any long run speed. That we were running on a couple of different sets that Jeff built and helped us get dialed in, and I picked a different one than those two were on. And I felt like I was pretty good in the beginning, but just didn't have that long run speed. But again, just happy for LSR TV, the team. Unfortunately, Sean had a bad break there, and John also, and they had good trucks. But yeah, it was a good run, man. It was fun.
A good race, a fun time. Off to Texas for the penultimate race and the final race in the round of 8. But then you move to the championship 4 at Phoenix. What pride do you have knowing that, hey, you've done what you need to do along with your son to battle for the championship in 2 weeks?
Oh, it's just awesome. I mean, and him and I both can go into Texas now and not worry about that. Now we can just try to both go in and win that race, but obviously help our teammates. So it's so relaxing. I mean, it takes the pressure off, right? I mean, we're definitely looking forward to Phoenix.
Sponsors.
West Bay Napa Auto Parts. They pretty awesome parts store to get your parts. LSR TV, there's nobody better, and Northwest Racing Series. It's pretty tight, competitive group, and appreciate everybody. And also Jeff Stabnell and my teammates for working hard to get us a good set. As you can see, that once we got rolling, nobody could stay with us. So it's just those cautions were hurting us.
Regardless of what happened tonight being second, regardless of what happens next week at Texas, he will battle in the number 1 seed. 11 wins on the season at Phoenix. The driver, the number 55, Dan West Jr. And now we go to Victory Lane. We'll talk to his son, who will hoist the virtual lobster here in the Magic Mile of New England, and that is the driver of Devin West. Devin, congratulations. 4th win on the year. But better yet, you punch your ticket in to Phoenix for the championship in 2 weeks. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It feels good. Obviously, like Dad and Jeff said, our trucks were awesome tonight. Thanks to Jeff, my dad, and Sean for making us just putting the time and giving us the opportunity to go out there and have this 1, 2, 3. It feels good. It feels good to get the win. I mean, I know for sure being 4 points above the cut line coming in this week, having 2 races left until Phoenix, it was definitely a little nerve-wracking. And this league's so good. I mean, there's so many guys in this league that can win week in and week out, and it happens, honestly. I mean, each week you see a different truck there running the front, so it feels good just to get a win in general in the series, but to have my spot locked into the Final 4 feels even better.
A little humorous question here. Obviously, I know your dad's got to be proud of you, and I want to get your thoughts on that. But how does it feel to know that our producer, Charles Wooten, says he's proud of you tonight?
Oh, it feels great. Nothing better, right? I mean, feels good. No, I do appreciate it. And for my dad, and I'm going to have his pride and have Cody's too. It always feels good to have your team behind you and just know that, your team supports you. I mean, it feels great.
Final question, and we let you thank your sponsors in the segue as well. How does it feel to know that the pressure's off and you know you're going to fight for a championship, and it's just you and your daddy right now for positions 1 and 2 in the seeding whenever you go to Phoenix in 2?
It feels good. I think, not have the pressure off, obviously, is always great. It makes your race a lot easier. I think now our focus shifts towards Sean into that truck playoffs, just like we did last Monday. I'm going to have 3 LSR TV trucks in the playoffs out of the 4 would be awesome. So that's the goal. But as far as sponsors go, I mean, just Washington Cedar Supply on the hood each week. Big thanks to them. Kenny's Custom Hardwood, Effective Web Solutions. Those guys always support me in virtual and real life. Everyone that helps me build the set, Jeff, Sean, Dad, and obviously LSR TV for putting together a great team and a great broadcast. So thank you guys.
Devin West, win number 4 of the season here at the Magic Mile, and he punches his ticket to the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Northwest iRacing Truck Series Season 7 Playoff Championship race at Phoenix in 2 weeks, regardless of what happens at Texas. And again, Team LSR TV, West, and Stab now 1, 2, and 3. That's going to wrap up our coverage here tonight, and we have got a lot of plethora of virtual talent coming up next week, beginning on Sunday afternoon. The Cash Money Series from Michigan International Speedway. It will be Greg taking off. Greg Rentz and Charles Wooten in the booth. Justin Prince will be off. Then on Sunday night, coverage of the Northwest iRacing Tour Super Late Models presented by Joe's Racing Products. We go from the Magic Mile to the Milwaukee Mile in the Cheese State of Wisconsin. Then on Monday night, with coverage beginning a half hour ahead of the green flag, join us at 10:45 Eastern Time for a special preview show to set the stage for the championship race for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs in the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. 4 drivers will battle for the championship at Phoenix. Again, coverage 10:45 on Monday night. Then it's Wednesday, the S&B Cup Series. That'll be at Homestead Miami Speedway, in their penultimate race before the postseason playoffs. Then next Thursday, it's the NASRA Open Wheel Midget Series. And before that, after, will be coverage of the penultimate race of the regular season for the drivers in the Championship 8, fighting for the Final 4 for the trucks. That'll be at Texas for right here, the Northwest iRacing Truck Series. And don't forget, next Saturday, live on LSR TV and CRN Sports, it is 6 hours of the Endurance Sim Racing League from the virtual iRacing Super Speedway. Coverage begins at 8:45 Eastern Time, beginning on Saturday morning, January the 16th. So there's your upcoming schedule. We hope you can join us. Follow us, as always, at LSR TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and LiveSimRacingTV.com. For Charles Wooten in the production chair, for Greg Rance, I'm Wesley Outland. We've had a lot of stuff happen in our country. Still continue to please keep on praying for America. Be good to one another. God bless you all, and thanks for joining us tonight.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.